Hey, yay, happy Monday, everybody. Really excited for tonight. Ashley's going to train on IPA basics, which is going to be so good because I think a lot of the times, especially if you're newer, you sit down, you want to work, you want to build your business, but you don't always know what to focus on or what is the most important things to do that are going to help you get to where you want to go. And so this is going to be perfect for you. But really quick, before we dive into that, I'm just going to go over, recap the specials from Super Saturday. It was so good. If you registered and you didn't have a chance to watch, watch the replay if you can. But it was so fun. We had some people, I had some ladies come over who are on our team, Cherie and Katie and Olivia and Joylyn, and we trained together and had breakfast, and it was a blast. But okay, so one of the most exciting things that I'm excited about is the Fast Start refresh. And I was a little confused on it at first, and so I just wanted to go over it really quick in case anyone else was confused. But it's basically so it's for anyone who ended December who is silver through senior ruby. Like your rank is silver through senior ruby. If you're brand new, maybe you haven't even added someone yet, like you're still in your fast start period. So you would just continue doing your thing and sticking with that. And you're going to get the rank up bonus and the fast start bonus. But for those of you who were silver through senior ruby last month, this is for you. And it's basically like you get a chance to restart your business in a way. The bonuses come from you pretend like you're a brand new person. That's basically what it is, because you're not going to count any of the points you have currently. Yes, you'll still get paid on those. Obviously, it's going to grow your business, but to earn the fast start bonuses, so you start at the bottom. So you add 3, you fast start silver. And you don't get the silver bonus and the fast start silver bonus. You just get the fast start bonus. So it's $100 for adding 3 people, which is amazing. Senior ruby to silver. So that's so fun. You add 3 new people with 100 PV at least, you're going to get that silver bonus, the fast start silver bonus of $100. And then, no, it has nothing. So it's not based on any rank or benchmark rank. It's like you've just started and you're starting from 0 basically is how it helped my brain, because at first I was like, I'm so confused. And then to get the next fast start bonus of senior silver, you could help the 3 people that you signed, you could help them each add someone, and then you could sign 3 more. Or however, to get those 50 points, you would need 50 new points from January and beyond to hit that fast start bonus of senior silver, and so on. So it's all new points. They need to come from people who are all new January and on. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, you can totally feel free to unmute and ask. And you do need to add 3 each month to unlock it. 3 new VIPs. So even if you add 3 this month, you get the silver bonus. Next month, say you're pushing for the senior silver, you still need to add 3. Even if you get 50 points because you helped all those people go silver, you still want to add 3. That is one of the things in the FAQs of you need to add 3 more each month to keep getting each one. But you could get all the bonuses. So this is all through May. And so you can literally go all the way to senior ruby and get all those bonuses, which is so cool. And there's a graphic with all of it, but it's the same amount of all of if you've ranked up for the first time. Silver is 100, senior silver is 150. That's a good question, Jessica. I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, but I can double check on that. If someone else knows the answer to Jessica's question, feel free to chime in. Okay, so that's the fast start refresh. The other thing is there's a free reset all month long, as long as you sign someone with 130 PV. So it's not 100 PV like last month for the free reset. Cole, can you shut my door? It's getting loud out there. My husband still work. 130 PV, and they do need to use the code reset. So you would add the reset to the cart. They have to have 130 PV of products, which would be like the Triplex and Ease, Triplex and I think Metaburn is 30 PV. whatever, 130 PV above that reset is what you would have to have them start with to get the free reset. And then the last thing that these are like, I feel like the most, or things that stood out to me the most, is in your Plexus Go app. So they refreshed the Plexus Go app. It looks so good. You definitely want to go in there and start like familiarizing yourself with it and everything. Like it's loaded with literally everything. I feel like if you have a question, you could go to the Plexus Go app and type it in the search bar and you would find an answer. But the getting started guide. So if you go into your Plexus Go app, type on the top right hand corner, like the little like 3 lines drop down and you click and it gives you options. There, you click that and then you'll see where it says the getting started guide. That is incredible because that is all the information that they talked about with the whole new system of just adding one, of helping each person add one person. And the thing, if you weren't there, what they talked about is like every time you sign up a new person, you want to help them. Like your goal is to help them bring someone with them, their mom, their sister, their best friend, whoever. Like just bring a friend. It's not like they're going for the business and want to go to the top. Like you're literally just helping them get one person. And if you're helping every single person at least get one person, you will get people who want to keep adding, who will go silver. And then if someone goes silver, then they might want to go senior silver. And you will find business builders that way. And so all of the verbiage, literally it's like step by step of exactly how to do that in your getting started guide. And they created that guide with diamonds. Jordan Roddenberry is one of them. And so like it's legit message examples. It's not like corporate just type something up that may or may not be good because they're not doing what we're doing. It's diamonds who help them create it, who have done all this to get where they are, and they've helped write all of the verbiage and everything, which I'm so excited about. And so that's where you want to go and start, like go through that after this call this week sometime. Get in your Go app, go to the Getting Started guide and go through it, and just start learning and utilizing all of that. Okay, so that's it for now. Ashley is going to talk to us about IPA. Ashley, go for it.
Thank you. Will you make me host so I can share my screen too? The last thing I want.
Ashley, I'm not sure if I can, if I'm still recording. That's the only issue.
Well,
Let me
I
see.
can just tell you it's fine. It's fine.
Are
Don't
you
worry.
sure? Sorry.
It's not a big deal. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, one thing that I was thinking too when we were going through announcements is that convention, you can, if you are not signed up yet, you can sign up still by midnight tonight, or if it's Eastern, I don't know what time they're going by, but you can still sign up today for $99. So is right? Let's say 12th, 13th. Yeah, yesterday and today, $99. If you have not signed up yet, I want to really, really encourage you. I think anyone who has been to convention will tell you it is an amazing investment in your business. Is it an investment? Yes. Is it always the easiest? No. I know Joanna has taken nursing babies, little tiny babies. It is worth it. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can still sign up for $99. I think, does it go back up to like $199 or like $175 or something like that after this? I don't know exactly, but it jumps up.
It goes back up to 125, but then the closer it gets, it usually goes up. It keeps going up.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it's definitely the cheapest right now. So if you haven't, do that tonight if you are thinking about going. Okay. Well, tonight we're going to talk about IPA. And so before we kind of dive into like the nitty gritty, like what do we do for IPA? I want to talk about something I think is really important, and that is having a time to do our IPA. I know a lot of you are moms. Even if you're not a mom, our days can get really busy. Whatever you have going on, whether you work another job, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, whether it could be anything, our days just get really busy. And so it's really, really important that if you're going to work this business like a business, that you set time in your day. That could look like a number of different things. For me personally, I love time blocking. If you are not familiar with time blocking, I would just encourage you, Google it. You can find a million like time blocking sheets, but basically what you're doing is you're looking at your day as a whole. Some of them do it in like 30-minute increments, some do it in an hour increments, and you're just scheduling out your day. Some of you are the type of personality where you're like, that does not interest me. I don't want that like structure. But even if you are very much like a fly by the seat of your pants person, you can still use this and it can be still really beneficial because you can time block in free time. You can time block in family time. You can time block in whatever you want in there. But it's really important that you set a time that you're going to work. Now, some people it works to like set big chunks of time, which I like to, this is what I like to do. I time block and then I set in office hours. And so I know between this time and this time in the morning, I'm working. Between this time and this time in the afternoon, I'm working. Maybe that doesn't work for you in terms of big blocks. Maybe you know you have 15 minutes here, or you have a 30-minute lunch break, and you know on your drive home, you can, listen to a podcast or something. And while you are cooking dinner, you can send a couple messages. Whatever it looks like, make sure you schedule time. Because if you don't schedule time to work your business in the day will fly by and you're going to get to bedtime and you're going to say, I did nothing for my business today. It happens to all of us. So first thing, when we talk about IPA, it's really important to schedule time. Okay, I should have said this at the beginning. What even is IPA? Like, what does IPA stand for? I know we kind of throw this term around. IPA, it stands for income producing activities. So if you've heard the term and you don't know what it means, income producing activities. So first thing, schedule your time. Okay, next thing, before we talk about like what are we going to do with our time that we have scheduled, whether it's an hour and a half here or 10 minutes here, whatever it is, we need to figure out what are the most important. So I want you to, in the chat, it's going to be interactive. So in the chat, I want you to put everything that you can think of that we would do to work our business. Like, what are things that we do to work our business? Just type them in. Follow-ups, good. What else? Reach outs. Posts, good. Reach outs, connect, content, good. Keep them coming. Training video, lives, messaging potentials, stories, good. Books, back office checks, good. Connections, posting, good. Keep any that you haven't thought of yet. Keep going. Personal growth. Birthdays, good. Power hours. What about recognition? We're recognizing our team. Customer care, good. Anything else? Keep thinking. Check for credit card declines, good. Back office training, shout outs, training teams, good. Praying, good. Stories and shout outs. Okay, so there's a lot. Okay, and there's some we didn't even mention yet. Okay, there's a lot. If we did all of that in one day, or if we just took that big chunk and we said, okay, this is all I have to do, like it can be a little bit overwhelming. I mean, that was a lot of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down to what is the most important thing. When we look at our business, like I said, sometimes we have a lot of time to work and sometimes we don't. So I want you to think, and then you're going to put in the chat, what do you think is the most important thing that we can do in our business to move our business forward? If we had time to do one thing in the day, what do you think it would be to move our business forward? To move the needle, growing our business. I see personal growth. Okay, IPA, good, but pick one thing. I see messaging, connect, encourage our team, reach outs, messaging. Okay, now there's a lot of things, value prospects, get to know people. Okay, there are a lot of things that are important. Here's what I will say. If we are not messaging people about the products in the business, our business won't grow. It's so important that we send messages. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but sending messages is like not my favorite thing to do. I would much rather make a post, be in my stories, recognize my team, watch a training. Like I would rather do all those things. And the reach outs, like those tend to go to the bottom. Why? Because they're harder, right? They're a little bit scarier. We're being, a little bit uncomfortable reaching out, being vulnerable, but they're really important. So that is the first thing we're going to talk about. I wish I had my slides. It's okay. The first thing, so write this down. If you're looking at your IPA, what are we going to do? Okay. The first thing is we're going to reach out. Now, it's so important that we reach out to people about the business and the products. Okay, so number one for our IPA is reach outs. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to do these in the exact order that I'm telling you, but this is the one thing you want to make sure that you get done. Andrea said it last week on when we had her on the team call. She said, if the day goes crazy, at the end of the day, at least send one message, at least send 5 messages. Why? Because that is how our business is going to move forward. So if the day goes crazy, before you go to bed, lay in bed and say, I'm going to send out one message. Okay. So the
Wait,
first one is,
Ashley, I just made you the host and it let me.
oh, you did?
So yeah,
Okay.
try and
Oh,
screen
now,
share. Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Unconscious low.
Oh, now, oh, I don't see host tools maybe. Share screen. Okay. Let's see. Did that work? I'm not seeing anything. We might just, oh, hold on. All right. I'm going to give it one more try. And then if not, we'll just go without it. I don't know why it doesn't give me the share screen.
Is there like a more button?
Yeah, I clicked that and it didn't say it. That's why I thought it was weird. Okay, it's fine. We just won't do it. No big deal. Maybe I'll put it in the chat or something and you guys can look at it. Okay, so number 1, reach outs. Here's what I also say about reach outs. It's really important that we connect with people about the business and about the products. But, and some of you guys mentioned this, it's also really important that we just connect with people to get to know them, right? We can't just like jump at everyone and say, hey, you want to try Plexus? We have to build a connection in a relationship. So it's important that we're not only reaching out about Plexus, but we're also reaching out to kind of build those relationships. That's how our funnel is going to stay filled. So that's how next month and the month after and the month after that, we're going to continue to have people to reach out to because we've been developing relationships this whole time. So make sure you have a combination. And I wish I could tell you, you should send this many messages a day. I just can't. It really depends on your business, where you're at in your business. My goal is to send at least minimum 1 or 2 Plexus reach outs a day and a couple connection messages a day. That's my personal goal where I'm at in my business. If you're just getting started out and you're like really in your warm network, your warm market, and you have a lot of people, you might do more than that. It's totally up to you, but just know you want to be doing both. Okay. You want to be doing both. All right. Number 2 is follow-ups. Super, super important that we follow up. Now, should we follow up just one time? No. 2 times? No. I forget what it is, but now I can't remember. It's kind of shifting, but it's anywhere from like the 10th to 20th time is usually the amount of times you need to follow up with someone for them to be ready to give Plexus a try, or this is just anything in general, just marketing. It's about the 10th to 20th time someone sees something, sees an ad. I mean, think about how many times we're on Instagram and like the ads for, I don't know, I get like makeup, I get all kinds of stuff. Okay, we see it a lot of times until finally we're like, all right, let me click that and look at what it is. It takes a little bit of time. The first time we maybe ignore it, or maybe we, maybe we have a little bit of conversation with someone, but then it kind of goes nowhere. It takes time. And if we're not willing to follow up with them, then we're not going to see the results in our business that we want to see. And there's going to be a lot of lives who are not changed with these products in this business simply because we were too afraid to continue to follow up. You're not bugging people, but here's what I will say with follow up. Make sure when you follow up, you're providing them something of value. You're sending a testimony, or you're inviting to something. Do something, give them more information. A lot of times people aren't ready yet because they either don't have enough information, or they have an objection or a limiting belief that you just haven't been able to overcome yet. So keep following up. So that's number 2 is follow up. Number 3 is customer care. And we've trained on this a lot. We've talked about retention. We've talked about customer care systems. We've put there's plenty of things in the team page about like messages, but it's really important that we do customer care. Here's what I will say with customer care. At least this is how I do it. Now, first of all, those people who I have in a customer care system, let's say they signed up on Friday. Well, then I know on Monday, I'm going to message them and make sure they've got all their information. Maybe we set up a phone call. Then when they get their products, I'm going to send them another message, and they go in my calendar every week. Okay. But those people who are kind of past that, I plan 1 day a week. You can do it. You can spread it out through each day. For me, it works best just to do them all in 1 day. And then I keep everyone together unless I have someone who I know is on a specific day. I just write them in. So making sure that you're doing customer care. If you have a smaller team, doing them 1 day a week could be fine. You could do one a day, but if you kind of batch it, you can do that too. But you want to make sure that you are doing customer care and taking care of the customers that you have. We think the hard part is getting someone to sign up. Actually, the hard part is keeping them. We have to do more work to make sure that they're loving their products and they're having the results that they want to see. So customer care is really important. All right, so we have reach outs, follow-ups, customer care, posting. Okay, we've got to post in our stories. We've got to post on our wall. I don't want to go too in depth about like, what do you post? How do you post? But you want to make sure you have a good balance between Plexus posts and life posts. I've heard 60% life, 40% Plexus. I've heard 70% life and 30% Plexus. You just want to have a balance. You don't want to have everything being about Plexus. And the same is true that you don't want everything to be life, because no one's ever going to see that you have an amazing product, an amazing opportunity to share. Make sure that you're splitting business posts and product posts. Your stories are where you're really building trust with your audience, because they see you in your day-to-day life. They see what's important to you. They see different aspects of your life. And that's really an area that you can share Plexus every day, because you're kind of just sprinkling it in with how you are doing life. But it's important that you're posting consistently. If you don't have a strategy that you use with your posting, you don't really have like any sort of content strategy. I do have a training I did on my YouTube if you want to look it up or send me a message. It's really, it's important to have a strategy instead of just going in like, well, maybe today I'll post this or maybe I'll post that. It's way easier if you have a strategy, and also it's way more helpful, and it cuts down the amount of time that you're working. You don't want to sitting here like spending all of your day saying, what am I going to post? That's a waste of your time. If you have a good strategy, it won't take that time. And so you can get your work done and you can get moving on with your day. But it is important that you are posting. Okay, and the last thing, so kind of 5 things that we're focusing on, and then there's a couple other smaller ones, but the 5th one is personal development. Now, some of you might be new, or you might be seasoned, and you're like, nah, do I really need personal development? Yes, you do. You need personal development. I promise you. That could be a lot of different things. That could be that you are listening to a podcast. It could be you are watching a YouTube video. Those are my 2 favorite ones to do. Okay. It could be that you're reading a book. If you're not a big reader, get Audible, get Hoopla, do something that you can listen to books, listen to leadership books, listen to even podcasts about gut health. Like, familiarize yourself so that you are an expert in gut health. A lot of us kind of came in like not really an expert in this area, but if we're going to be helping people, it's important that we're familiarizing ourselves with how gut health affects our body so that we can help people. So there's lots of great podcasts. There's lots of great books. There's tons of great YouTube videos. I just go and follow different diamonds. If you're like, who should I follow? Really, you can probably ask any of your leaders, and we can probably give you a whole list of people that we like to follow and we like to watch their trainings. But you want to be doing something, personal growth, something every day, listening, reading something every day. But you can't just read it and listen to it. You have to apply it. If you just consume, but you never apply anything, then you're just wasting your time. So make sure if you're going to spend the time to watch a video, listen to a podcast, read a book, that you take what you are learning and you apply it to your business. That's where you're going to see the growth. Also, if you're one that you're like, this whole mindset thing, go read some books about mindset. Listen to some trainings. Mindset is just as important as knowing the skills. So it's okay to listen or read some mindset books. It's very, very helpful. So those are the 5 big ones. There are also some smaller things that you want to do. Things like engaging with, other people on social media, wishing happy birthdays, things like that. But when we look at IPA, income producing activities, those are the big 5. And it's easy to remember because you think of your hand. Okay, you're going to reach out, you're going to send follow-ups, you're going to do customer care, you're going to post, and you're going to do personal development. I will post in here since I don't have the slides up, but I will post several different options. There are tons and tons of IPA worksheets that you can use, IPA checklists that you can use. None of them are wrong. Just find one that works for you. I have probably gone through, I don't know, 10 different ones over the years. And depending on the season, it might depend on which one I like better and which one I use. The key is to be consistent and pick one and try it and stick with it. If after a few weeks you're like, you know what, I don't really like this one, but let me try this one. And I'm going to tell you, they're all pretty much about the same, but they might look a little different. And sometimes we just vibe with a different one. So try them out. It's totally okay, but give them time to work and be consistent. I always recommend doing IPA 5 to 6 days a week. I'm a big believer that Sundays I take off. Every Sunday I take off. I generally don't post on social media. I don't do IPA on that day. But 5 or 6 days a week, I am doing IPA because I want my business to grow and I want to treat it like a business. We can either treat our business like a business or we can treat it like a hobby. You know, it depending on what you want out of this, depends on which one. If you're just looking for a little bit extra cash to pay for your products and kind of stay there, that is totally okay. You might only need to do your IPA 3-4 days a week. But if you are in this for a business, you want to grow your team, you want to grow yourself, you want to bring in substantial income for your family, you're going to have to be consistent and do your IPA 5 to 6 days a week. It's just kind of a non-negotiable. You're going to have to do it. Now, there's going to be times, a lot of times, when you're sitting here and you are doing your IPA and you're like, I'm doing this every single day, and you see no results, none whatsoever. And you're going to say to yourself, this doesn't, like, is this even working? It is working. You have to stay consistent. I promise you that. So if you can commit to doing your IPA, these 5 things, every day, 5 or 6 days a week, and you commit to it, you will see the results. Hopefully, these 5 things will then be easy so that when you sit down to work, you go, okay, I know what to do. The goal is that we can get our work done and then we can set Plexus down and we can live our lives. We do not want Plexus to be everything in our entire life. That's not the point of this. That's not a healthy balance in our life. But we want to be really intentional with the time that we do have. So knowing what 5 things to focus on, it allows you then to free up the rest of your time in your day so that you can spend it with your family. So that if you do work another job, you have time to do both. So that you can be in ministry, whatever it is, whatever it looks like in your life. You want to make sure that you can get these 5 done and make it. What I like to do is I like to say, I've made a commitment to it. And so I know that I have a set IPA I'm going to do in that day. And if it gets to the end of the day and I have not done it, I will sit there and do it. Like, that is just me. I know it's important. So make a commitment. What is that? Is that by the end of the day, you're going to send 1 message, you're going to send 5 messages, you're going to make sure you send a post. What is it? Find something that you're going to commit to and do that in your business. Make that commitment because you will see it pay off. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week. It might not be next month, but I promise you will. So that is it. I will put in the, yes, Lexi, so proud of you. I have done that. I will put in the chats some, I don't know, I have like 4 or 5 different IPA worksheets that you can kind of pick and choose from. You can print them out. You can write them down. I've just written them down in planners before. I've printed worksheets out. Whatever is going to work for you is totally fine. You can make a list in your phone, in the notes section, and make sure you just check them off every day. Whatever it is, I will put that in there. But does anyone have any questions about IPA or any of that? I'll drop them in the chats as soon as we're done. Okay, I hope that was super helpful. Feel free though, if you still have a question, put it in the chat. But we really we want to get down to the basics so that way we can streamline our business. So that way we can grow our business without feeling overwhelmed, without feeling like we don't know what we're doing. So we're getting back to the basics, and IPA is the basics and the core foundation of what we do.
So good. Thank you, Ashley. All right, you all. Have a good night.